And Shane took over our percussions for the first song, and he had to make a little switcheroo, but we're going to keep on worshiping together with another one that you guys know. So keep singing with us. You guys ready? Hungry I come to you, for I know is mine. I am empty, but I know your touch does not run dry. So I wait for you. So I beautiful Father's Day weekend. Just a few announcements this morning. I'm going to invite Diane Hughes to come up, and she has a special announcement about the mission trip. Yes, we have our youth here this morning. Good morning. Hello.
Chris, get up here. Yeah.
Chris
is my right-hand man. He has to be here with me at all times. I don't like to usually speak in front of people, so I'll do my best. I wanted to give you a short update on our past mission trip. First of all, it was the year of the cicadas, thousands of them everywhere. So with them joining us this year, it made it a unique adventure, but we overcame our extra visitors and completed several projects. We worked on a sidewalk project where we tore it out, framed it up, and poured new cement and built a new railing for the home. Our next project, we cleaned a large area of overgrown trees and weeds and cleared a path so we could build a bench for the residents at a senior center. All of us worked so quickly that we did a few odd jobs around the center of making a flower bed, constructing another railing for one of the cottages, and weeding and mulching the community center. We had another great experience again this year, and it could not have happened without all the support from our church family, all the chaperones, and a great bunch of kids. Thank you.
We had a couple of fathers and grandfathers that showed up for the trip. I want you guys all to stand up, along with all the kids that were there.
Come on, stand up, guys.
Come on, Phil. I see you up there. He's up in the back. These guys showed up. Some of them just acted as fathers for all these kids for that week we were there. We formed great bonds. I want to thank all the adults that showed up and the kids. You guys did great.
Awesome.
Okay, another important announcement. We need to pray for the Cavs. So if you have your Cavs shirts on, woohoo, let's go. I hope that tonight is a win. Just one other important announcement. When you all walked in this morning, of course you received your Connect cards, which we invite you to fill out at this time. But you also received a Mad Camp card. So your challenge this week is to find another child in your life, if you haven't already invited somebody else, and hand this card to them so that they can be a part of our Mad Camp. We have about 20 kids registered. We had a meeting last week. We have about 15 to 20 volunteers, but we still need more people to help. We're hoping that we have about 50 kids by the time July 11th rolls around. So it's a 2-week camp, but please give this to somebody in your life that you think would benefit from coming. Grades K to 8. So we have a wide range of kids that can come and be a part of this. So please make sure that you take the time to do that this week. And at this time, we're going to move into our time of offering, our time of giving. So there's lots of different ways to give, and as you take the time to do that, we're going to have the guys take over and sing a song for us.
There's a place where mercy reigns and never dies. There's a place where streams of grace flow deep and wide, where all the love I've ever found comes like a flood, comes flowing down. At the cross, I surrender my life. I need all you. I need all you. When your love red and my sins we think about the words in that song, that we really owe it all to Him, I think it's kind of apropos on a day like today where we give gratitude to the fathers in our life, the father figures, the individuals that have really brought us up, and those men in our life that serve us that purpose. But let's not forget the ultimate Father that we all have. The one that we continue to strive every day to make Him proud of us in our daily walk. The one that's there supporting us, guiding us through those things. So as we have the physical presence of fathers in our life, whether they're our fathers that were biologically ours, or those men that act like that in our lives, or a good family friend, let's not forget the non-existing Father that we physically can't see in our life. So think about that today as you spend time with your family and your friends, as you go about your day. You know, give gratitude to that Father, not only today, but every day. Every day that we wake up, that we're able to stand up and walk forward. Don't forget that Father as well. At this time, we're going to go ahead and say our blessing that we all know. So please join in with me in saying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Well, welcome on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of our dads. It's great to have you here today. There is one commitment that I make to each of you, and that is the hotter it is, the shorter I preach. Can I get an amen for that? But I gotta tell you, we are working on getting air conditioning. So if you find that you want to start saving your pennies to help with that, you go right ahead. We'll all be happy to chip in that way. So we continue on in our series today. We've been talking about forgotten virtues like honor and gratitude. Today we're going to talk about the forgotten virtue of integrity. Now, when my husband was getting trained as a pastoral counselor, one of the things he had to do was take an inventory called the MMPI. Basically, they give that to you right towards the end of your schooling, just to make sure you're not just a little more than a little crazy, and it shouldn't be out working with people. So you have to take this test. And his instructor, as they were getting ready and prepared to take this, he said, I need to talk to you all because you could really screw this up. He said, I know that you're all Christians, and you're going to be tempted when you take this test to say what you think they want to hear, rather than what might actually be true. And he said, if you do that, he said, you will mess up this test completely. And I said, what do you mean? He says, well, there will be questions along in this test that will test your honesty. For example, one of them will be, if you could get into a movie theater and slip in without paying and nobody would ever find out, would you do it? And you're going to want to say, well, no, I'd never do that, I'm a Christian. And yet, when it comes down to it, if you keep answering that way, you're going to get in trouble because the next question is going to be, if the cashier gives you too much money back, and she gives you your change, what do? You give her back the change. And you're going to be tempted to say, well, of course I'll give her back the change. But if you do that, he says what they have is this thing called the lie scale. And if they feel like you've lied to them too many times, it invalidates your test results. And now, I know my husband wouldn't sneak into a movie theater even if he knew he wouldn't get caught, because That's not what he does. And he certainly would go back and give the change back to somebody because he knows that's going to hurt them when they go and cash out the till, and he wouldn't do that either. And so they said to them, what do we do? And his professor says, you lie. And you tell them you do those things even if you wouldn't. So isn't it amazing that people expect people to not have integrity? And in fact, you have to basically say and go along with it in order to just even pass a simple test. Because people are more surprised by integrity than they are by the lack of it. So, we're going to talk a little bit today about integrity. What is integrity? Well, you hear the word integrated with that? Integrity, integrated. One of the things that integrity means is that what you believe is integrated with what you do. That your public life is integrated with your private life. That what you say is integrated with what you do. That the person that you are, that everybody thinks you are, is really the person you are when nobody's looking. That's integrity. It's integrated. What's the opposite of that? Compartmentalization. There are some people who are masters at this. Politicians, for example, have to be masters at this. When I'm at work, this is how I am. When I'm at home, this is how I am. And there's nothing integrated about those two things. That who I am with you when it serves me is different than I am when it doesn't. And it's not integrated, compartmentalized. If you've ever heard anybody say, well, it's just business, it's not personal, that's compartmentalization. But we're striving for an integration, integrity, that what we do in private is the same thing that we do in public. I ran across the video this week about a movie, a true story. It's called Bridge of Spies. Back in the late 50s, we captured a Russian spy in America, and they put him on trial. Problem was, they needed somebody to defend him. And so they went to a guy in New York, his name was Jim Donovan, and they asked him if he would defend him so that he could have a fair trial. And he said, this is the most hated man in America. If I defend him, I'll be the second most hated man in America. And they said, yes, sir, you will. And that's what we're asking you to do, because he needs to have a trial. And so he decided that he was going to do it. But if he was going to do it, he was going to do it with integrity. He was going to do it from day one, exactly the way that he would defend any other client, no matter who he was. And he would become the second most hated man in America. When he would ride the train into work, people would scowl at him. Because they knew who he was and they knew what he was doing. But he believed everybody deserved fair representation. You see, your reputation is who people think you are. But integrity is who you really are. Who you really are, even when no one's looking. So he embarks on this. Donovan decides that he'll do this, and he makes motion after motion, and the judge denies them. He's not helpful at all in his plea. He had understood, though, that he needed to be the same person to this man that he was to any client that he had. Now, the scripture gives us a picture of integrity as well. It's taken from Psalm chapter 15. Who may worship in your sanctuary, Lord? Who may enter your presence on your holy hill? Those who lead blameless lives and do what is right, speaking the truth from a sincere heart. Those who refuse to gossip or harm their neighbors or speak ill of their friends. Those who honor the faithful followers of the Lord and keep their promises even when it hurts. Those who lend money without charging interest and who cannot be bribed to lie about the innocent. Such people will never be shaken. Such people will stand firm forever. This gives us a picture of integrity, what it means to live a life of integrity. He says you're blameless and you do the right thing. When somebody sees what you do, they don't go, that was a little shady. They know you've done the right thing. They know that you've treated people with respect. Now, these signs of integrity that the scripture shows us, it shows us two different categories. First of all, it says how you treat your neighbor. How you treat your neighbor is you don't lie to them, you don't lie about them. You don't mistreat your neighbor, you treat them with honor and respect. You tell the truth. Now, there's two kinds of truths sometimes that you have to tell. First of all, you don't say false things. We can handle that, right? And the more difficult one. Sometimes we have to say difficult things. Sometimes we have to tell the truth, even when it's difficult to do. Sometimes we are the only person in the room who are going to say the tough things. But it needs to be said. How you treat your neighbor, you treat them with honor and respect, and you keep your word, even when it hurts. Then, the scripture goes on to say, and then, how do you treat those who are less fortunate than you? Because those are the folks that it would be easy to take advantage of and nobody would notice. Nobody would care. Your neighbor would care how you treat them. Your neighbor would care if you slander them. Your neighbor would care if you don't respect them. But nobody cares how you treat the person who can't pay you back. Nobody cares how you treat the person who doesn't have any power or any influence, and they're depending on you for something. Will you take advantage of them? Will you be the payday loan place that has exorbitant fees and interest? Will you be the one that takes advantage? Or maybe you side with your buddy who has the money versus the innocent person that doesn't? How do you treat those who can't pay you back? How do you treat those who can't do anything for you? They can't increase your reputation. They can't make you look better. How you treat them is a sign of your integrity. You see, what we discover is that when you have integrity, that's all that matters. And when you don't, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Donovan was expected just to roll over when he defended his client, this Russian spy. He expected that he would be convicted and he would be happy about it. Well, they did get their conviction, of course, but then Donovan says, we're going to appeal. What do you mean you're going to appeal? Justice was served, but that's how I would defend my client. There are 2 or 3 matters that could probably go all the way to the Supreme Court. Why would you do this? And it was at this point that everybody turned their back on him. It was at this point that even his boss wouldn't take his calls. We asked you to defend this guy. We didn't ask you to do a good job of it. And he appealed it all the way to the Supreme Court. They upheld the conviction. But he did what the scripture said. You keep your word even when it hurts to do so. Even when it hurts to do so. You see, the first question was, who is it that walks with God? Who is it that dwells in his sanctuary? Who is it that has that close relationship with God? It's the person who does the right thing. Now notice I didn't say it was the person who spends hours and hours in prayer and Bible reading. I don't know about you, but I've met a couple of those folks who either should have done a whole lot less or a whole lot more because they missed something along the way, right? Who dwells with God? It's the person who acts rightly. It's the person who treats others rightly. Why? Because you're living according to the family values. In your family, weren't you kind of closer to the person who had similar values? It's Father's Day. I'm my father's daughter. And there were many, many times that my mother would get really, really frustrated with me about that. For example, when she wanted to go on a picnic. And Dad and I were like, what's the point of eating outside? We've got a perfectly good house that we can eat inside. That's what we make those things for. Not to mention, I am an all-you-can-eat steak buffet to bugs. So while we're out there and Mom's happy because she's having a picnic, I'm going like this, and it's miserable. And every once in a while, I'd get a little lippy and I'd go, so why'd you marry this guy if you get frustrated when you have a kid that's just like him? You liked that at one point in time. Sorry that you don't now. No, I lived according to her values too. Why? Because she took me to church when we were this high. And lived that out every day too. There's a closeness that comes. Now, I want you to listen very carefully to what I did not say. I did not say that God loves you more. I want to be very clear about that. I did not say that God loves you more. There is nothing you can do, good or bad, that will make God love you any more. And there is nothing you can do, good or bad, that will make God love you any less. But there is a closeness that comes when we live according to Dad's values. There is a closeness that comes. Who is it that can dwell with God? The one who acts like part of God's family, who treats others with honor and respect, who keeps their word even when it hurts, who would never take advantage of somebody who could never do anything for them because Dad wouldn't do that either. We walk closely with God. We have a built-in guide. We never have to wonder, what do I do? Because it's not about the ends justifying the means. It's about how do we keep our integrity. I love to say, well, I'll do the right thing, just as soon as I'm done being tempted doing the wrong thing. That's really not what we're talking about. We have a guide that tells us what the right thing is to do. But we also have a peace that comes with that. Because you don't have to lay your head on your pillow at night and go, gosh, I hope nobody finds out that I did the right thing. Man, what if somebody would know? What if somebody would know? You don't have to worry about that when you act with integrity. But you also, you gain honor, you gain respect, and you gain influence with people when they know they can trust you. When they know they can trust their reputation with you. When they know that they can trust what you say because you're going to keep your word, even if it costs you something to do that. You gain honor and respect. At the end, after all the appeals were done, Donovan went one step further, and finally everybody had had it with him, even his wife. Because he fled for this man's life during the sentencing. He went to the judge and he said, listen, you need to give him life in prison instead of executing him. He said, why would I do that? Everybody's calling for his neck. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But one of these days, the shoe's going to be on the other foot. And one of these days, we're going to have an American soldier that's been captured by Russia. One of these days, we're going to have someone there. And we're going to want them to be treated the same way we treated this guy. And if we execute him, you know there's no hope for that man. And the day came, a few years later, when a young man, Lieutenant Powers was his name, was flying his spy plane and it crashed. And he was captured behind Russian lines. He was interrogated, and all of a sudden there seems to be this correspondence that said, maybe we can get our guy back because we have one of your guys here. Because of the way they treated him from day one, they now had somebody alive that everybody else would have been happy to see hung. They had somebody that they could trade for this young man's life. That's why it's called Bridge of Spies, because that was where they made the trade. From one country to the next. Now, this didn't happen because he had integrity on day 757. This happened because he had integrity on day 1, and day 2, and day 3, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after. Because he defended his client the way he would defend every client. The man was alive, and they were able to have this prisoner exchange. He ended up, all told, saving 3 men's lives that day. You're going to have to watch the movie to see all about that. But he saved 3 men's lives that day. And all of a sudden, when he rides the train to work, people aren't scowling at him anymore. All of a sudden, they have a respect for him at the office because he was able to go and make international history because of his integrity. And then, a few years later, after the Bay of Pigs, President Kennedy calls upon him to negotiate. He sends them in to negotiate for 1,000 prisoners to be released. And Donovan comes home with 9,000 who got released. 9,000. There's nobody who could have understood on day 1 that 9,000 people would owe their lives to this man because he kept his integrity. But he realized that when you have integrity, it's everything. And when you don't have integrity, it's everything. 9,000 people owe their lives to one man's integrity because he didn't forget. He didn't forget that virtue. What's your integrity worth to you? Now, I'm pretty sure that we're probably not negotiating for Russian spies. That's not what we're going to be called to do. And I'm sure that when you came in this morning, nobody walked in going, man, I've lost my integrity, I'm not a person of integrity. Of course we all want to be people of integrity. That's not the question. The question is, what's it worth to you? When you take that ream of paper home, put it in your printer instead of the office, it's worth a ream of paper. When you lie on a resume to get a job, it's worth whatever that job's worth. My personal favorite, you go to the store and you buy something, and you put it in the closet for a couple months, and then a couple months later, when you finally put it on, and your husband says, is that a new dress? Oh, no, I've had this for months. I've had this for months. Your integrity is worth the price of one dress. What's your integrity worth to you? Cheating to get a better grade. Because you're just sure you'll be able to get away with it. You see, when you have integrity, it's all that matters. And when you don't have integrity, it's all that matters. It takes you 20 years to build your reputation, 5 minutes to lose it. There's a story told in the Old Testament about a guy, a father. And Dad, this is my prayer for you. Actually, this is my prayer for all of us. But at the end of his life, he stands up, he assembles all of Israel in front of him, and he says, all right, take your best shot. You see, Samuel had been a prophet. He had told them what God was saying to them. He was a priest. He had anointed their first king. He was a judge. He had helped them settle disputes. And so as he stood before this entire assembly, he said, now's the time. If there's anything you got against me, bring it on. If I have anything that's yours, if there's a lawnmower in my shed that's not mine, you let me know. I will make it right. If there's a book in my library, I will make it right. If I have anything that I didn't work for, I'm going to make it right. If I've hurt anybody, you tell me, I will make it right. And out of the whole assembly that's standing in front of them, there wasn't one person who could say, you've done me wrong. There wasn't one person who could say, you didn't give back the screwdriver that you borrowed. There wasn't one person who said, "You took advantage of me when I couldn't pay my bills." There wasn't one person to say that about him. That is what I want for you. That at the end of your life, you can stand before your children and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and there won't be one person to be able to say that you haven't been a father of integrity. That's what I want for me at the end of my career. I want to be able to know that everything I have, I've worked my butt off for. And that there isn't anybody to say that I took advantage of them. Now, I can guarantee there's not going to be everybody saying they loved me. There's not going to be everybody saying that they didn't think my jokes were corny. But I want there to never be one person to be able to say that I took advantage of them in anything that I did. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. So I want for all of us as the people of God. I want us to have that closeness that comes from doing the right thing, from being the people that Dad wants us to be, and living according to the family values. I hope you want that for all of us too. Would you stand with me? And we're going to pray that way. Lord God, thank you for being such an excellent Father. Thank you that you love us no matter what, but that you show us a better way to live. Thank you for people who have shown us that integrity in their lives so that we have good examples to live by. And God, I ask that today and many, many years from now, each one of us will be able to stand and be blameless. To be able to say, take your best shot. Take your best shot. If there's anything that's been done wrong, I will make it right. But God, help us not just to live that way then, but do whatever we have to from day one to make that a reality in our lives. We can only do this with your help. We can only do this in your strength. But we ask that you would make it so in the strength and power of the resurrected Christ. Amen.
You may be seated. For this last song, as Shane and I were practicing this week, we both were getting a little choked up. It's a song called Slow Down. And for all of you parents out there, just not just dads, it's a reminder to us to enjoy every minute of being a parent. And we know why Shane would be getting choked up. He's a father of 3. His wife just had a baby a few weeks ago. And for those of you that don't know, my husband and I are expecting. So we were both having a hard time practicing this song. But it is a perfect reminder, whether you're little Matthew or little Jamie up in the balcony, or Miss Molly, who loves to come sing on stage with us, or these youth that are here and continue to worship and follow God, or your Crystal and myself carrying a baby. We just need to enjoy every minute of it, of being a kid and of being a parent or grandparent. So enjoy this song and hug your kids a little tighter today. Hug your parents a little more. Here's to you, you pink or blue, and everything I wanted. Here's to you, never sleeping through, from midnight till morning. Had to crawl before you walked, before you ran, before I knew it. You were trying to pull your fingers from my hands. You could do it on your own, and now somehow. Slow down, won't you stay here a minute more? I know you wanna walk through the door, but it's all too fast. Let's make it stay anymore. I don't wanna walk through the door, but it's all too fast. Let's make it last a little while. I point to the sky, and now you wanna fly. I'm your biggest fan. I hope you know I am. But do you think you could somehow slow down? Slow down. If you'd like to be a part of our final blessing, please stand. And if you have a father next to you, please just place your hand on them. Let's make sure all of our fathers have somebody. Yeah. My hubby too. As you go from this place today, carry the forgotten value of integrity with you. And enjoy every minute, whether you're a father, a mother, a kid, a son, a daughter. We are all children of God. So just enjoy every minute that we are here and we have the opportunity to continue to serve the Lord. God bless you. Amen.